Last Wednesday was Ash Wednesday. There was some mad priest running around here in New York because he was putting the biggest, thickest freaking ashes on people's heads.
You're really smudging them up, huh?
Talking about it, you reminded me of my favorite Ash Wednesday story ever.
Which is?
My bookie used to get it done.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Now listen, this bookie story is once a week we'd go to the McDonald's to meet the middleman and either collect or give him money. Mostly it was giving him money. Me and my buddy would go because we were afraid, like we didn't know something would happen. So two of us would go. So a couple of weeks leading up to this one time we went, our one friend figured out a way to rip off the bookie. Hockey games, he figured out that every once in a while there was a hockey game that was played in the afternoon, not at night. But all the hockey games just listed in the paper as being that day, like Rangers, Islanders, whatever.
Right.
And he would put the bets in at 6 o'clock, and the bookie would just see all the games listed. So he figured out a way to bet on 2 hockey games that already happened.
Right.
Okay?
Nice.
So he would
I'll put $10 million on that.
So listen, so he called in at 6 o'clock, and he would put in bet, and he was a stupid thief because
he bet too much money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like 60 times was a big bet for us. He would put in 60-time parlays on the 2 games that happened. He parlayed it to him.
Wow.
So he'd connect them. So the bookie eventually found out. And goes ballistic. So one day we go to the McDonald's to meet the book. All right. Now not to meet the bookie, the middleman we always met.
Right.
We get a call from the middleman. He goes, "I'm not coming this time." I go, "Who's coming?" He goes, and he said the guy's name. I'm afraid to say his name. He goes, "The bookie's coming."
Mm-hmm.
I go, and me and my buddy are like, "Holy Christ!" He goes, "Why?" He goes, "He's completely pissed off at what, Anthony's doing. Like this kid." He goes, "He found out about it." We're like, "What's he doing?" He explained to us. We're like, "Oh my God!" And this is after he did it like 4 weeks in a row. So he ripped the guy off for like $3,000. So
do it once.
We gotta go, and we're expecting to pick up all this money for this kid who's ripping him off, and he's like, he's not gonna have the money. And he's going to be you're going to get yelled at. Just be prepared to get yelled at.
Right.
So we don't know. We didn't want to not show up. So we go to the McDonald's, and we never met the guy. He tells us the guy looks like he's like 51 years old. He's overweight. He's bald. He goes, "Come here, sit down." And we sit in the corner table at McDonald's. We get like quarter pounders with cheese. He gives us the money we won. We had won money. He goes, "You tell your buddy if he puts one more 60-time parlay in on a hockey game, I'm going to rip his throat out. I'm going to find his kids. If he's got kids, I'm going to find his cousin." And we had to look down because the entire time he's yelling at us, he's got a big ash. He's got a big cross on his
threatening
And then we realize it's Ash Wednesday.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's what you love.
He went to the church for ashes, and he's screaming. He's telling us he's going to kill my friend's kids. He said if he puts in one more 60-time parlay, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill his mother. And you know, in McDonald's is that big neon light, like it hits you like if we put our head down, we couldn't stop giggling. He's got an enormous ash that he just got. He's talking about illegal gambling. He's talking about a six
And murder.
He's talking about a 60-time parlay on hockey. Religion.
I can't stop laughing. That's the funniest goddamn story I ever heard.
I could just see this guy's wife making him go to get ashes, and he's like, "I gotta drive to Jersey and see
I'm gonna have a heart attack."
So on the way to you, he stopped at the church.
On the way, I went with his wife and nagging him, and he finds out that these 2 little jerk-off kids are ripping him off.